discoveries during filming? Of the rose.
I think, you know, the thing that still surprises me every time I see it is Sammy's moment of vulnerability when he talks about that period of time when the label was really sort of like trying to turn the guys against each other. Like, I think it's always hard. You know, any creative collaboration is hard, and it's even harder when people around you are sort of actively trying to fray the relationships that are so important for any kind of creative collaboration. And so, you know, I mean, given that healing through music is such a big part of their message, I think that really was a surprise, and that landed with me because it was a reminder that healing isn't a destination. It's a process. It's something that never really ends. But it also just affirmed the fact that the guys still worked through that and are continuing to work together. And it spoke to the strength of their fellowship and their collaboration and the music that they decided to make together.
And I really loved meeting Jeff's father in the story and how much he loved music and how, I mean, you could see that he would have been a great musician. So for him to be able to do this with his son, I just love that story as well. Thank you for that question. Anyone else?
Yeah, what is the band doing now, and where are the members of the Rose?
They're performing in Brazil right now. Yeah, they just finished their show at YouTube Theater 2 days ago. They're in Brazil right now.
And are they coming out with new music?
That I don't know. Well, of course they will, but
their new album just had come out May 29th.
The World just came out, and then they the last song you heard, nobody's really heard that actually. Yeah, Trauma. Yeah. So that's gonna come out as well when we redo the theatrical or whatever release.
Yeah.
And then for the future albums, yeah, that's up to them after they come back from tour. They're still finishing their tour. Asia's next, and then they'll be at Summer Sonic. And and then we'll be at Seoul.
Yeah, but that was one of the questions that I was going to ask, so I'm glad you asked. Thank you. Any other questions? Back there.
If there had been more time to do more with the documentary, what would have been some of the topics or that the numbers allowed maybe to put in the film?
I mean, I think we all feel good about the film sort of and how it ended up, because it really, our hope was to really just sort of encapsulate and tell the story of the rise of the Rose. And there, you know, when you're editing, there's always stuff that's left on the cutting room floor. I mean, one of the things that I'll say Ha-Jun, Dylan, really wanted to talk about was girlfriends. And love, you know, when it comes down to it, because as you all most likely are aware, it's fairly taboo still for anyone in the public eye, particularly musicians, to be out about their love life in any kind of real way, because there's still sort of that boyfriend fantasy that exists, or that fantasy of that relationship that's sort of part of that experience. But he was really passionate about talking about that, and even, you know, during the interview, asked me to ask him about because he wanted to talk about it. And what he said was beautiful, of course, because, you know, he just talked about how, you know, they're all young, you know, they're in this entertainment world where everyone, you know, are everyone's attractive, you know, and of course people are going to naturally be drawn to each other, and how it's so unjust that can't be an experience that they can just draw from openly to inspire their creativity and their art, that they have to hide that part of them. And no, it was really beautifully said, and he said his piece, and that was great, and we proceeded with the interview. And then it was time to take a break, and so we took a little break while we were changing something in the camera, and I could see he was thinking, and and I asked him, what's up? And he said, can you ask me to talk about girlfriends again? Because he just had more he wanted to say. And so we really wanted to really honor that and try and find a way to include that in the film, because again, it's so fitting with who they are and their ethos about just being so open, being so candid about parts of their lives that so many other musicians are not necessarily open about. But yeah, no, I mean, it didn't really fit in with the overall arc of the film. So that's one thing that yeah, he did share with us though.
I think we have time for one last question. Does anyone have a? Okay.
What is the future for Come Back to Me? Is this going to be out on streaming, or how are we going to be able to see it
Yeah,
in the future?
thank you for that question too. We're still trying to answer that question, but we are talking to potential buyers now, and our hope is hopefully in the spring that will be in theaters and hopefully is on streamer. But we haven't left anything in definitive yet, so. But look out for our Instagram for
But you're
an
trying.
announcement. We're trying.
Yes.
Definitely. I mean, that is our whole goal. Like the band wanted to do this for the, number one, for their fans. And for us, in addition, we want new fans. And we hope that it resonates with folks who didn't know the Rose. So yeah, that's our goal, to get it out. And, hopefully we'll have news soon. But that's a great question. So follow at the Rose Doc, and we'll make announcements. And we will be at some film festivals later on this year.
But we also do just encourage all of you in the fan community, in the Black Rose community, to really just use your platforms in whatever way you can. I think every film now needs that kind of support, like that kind of real grassroots swell. So whatever you can do to help spread the word and post about it and what have you would just be really welcome and a huge help as well.
Yeah, and I think for Eugene and I, this has been a great experience. Meeting so many Black Roses. It's really meant a lot to us, how much they support and love the band and want this to happen. So we really thank you for coming. Thank you.